Hello again! So you will no doubtly notice that I am wearing a jacket-shaped piece of cowhide. Cowhide, yeah, that's the correct word. I figured I should give it one last roll around before I call it quits. So yeah, I kind of wanted to talk a bit about the process of grabbing a new helmet, because you're eventually going to have to get a new helmet after, the first one, you take everyone's recommendations, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you're like, okay, I will grab X helmet. As I recall, you got the Shoei RF-14, which is the same one I got. Solid helmet, no one's going to tell you otherwise, unless they're a fucking idiot. The only negative is that it's a little bit expensive, but nobody really holds that against it, because it's worth the money. But eventually you're going to need to replace it for one reason or another. Maybe, a cat decides to take a piss in it, or, something happens, or it gets dropped off a shelf, and you're like, nope, not feeling safe with that anymore, and you're going to have to get a new one. Option one, obviously, is to just replace it with the exact same thing, which I 100% support, especially with the helmets you got. But maybe you're thinking, this other helmet is, $200 cheaper, and it looks about the same. It's got the same ratings and everything. Maybe I should do that. Fair. What you want to look for, and this is my recommendations based on being a little bit of a prima donna. Not so much a prima donna, just more like, hey, I'm not going to gamble with the fucking helmet. DOT certifications are absolute dog shit. All it means is that it will stop you from getting your head exploded, but it'll just hold your brain in. ECE 2206, as far as I'm aware, is the current better one. It's the one you really want to look for. Until you get to track helmets, but we'll talk about that later. ECE 2206, DOT certified, those are the two you want to look for in terms of, is this even on the table? Because those are your safety things. After that, look at the what type of crown it is. And by that, I mean, is it an intermediate oval? Is it a full oval? Is it round? So this guy is a oval. Not intermediate oval, but a full oval. And it fits my head just fine. You can dip into intermediate ovals. I've done that before. But when you do try on an intermediate oval helmet, what you want to do is, in the store, and if they give you guff about this, be like, hey, I'm making sure it's good. But side piece to the tangent, no one worth respecting, no one who is worth the shit that actually rides is going to be upset at you for wanting to try on a helmet, wear it for 5 to 10 minutes, and just see what it does to you. In fact, most cycle gear guys will actually encourage it. So you say, okay, I'm about this size, this is what I'm in Shoei, and pop it on, do it up, and say, okay, I'm going to wear this around. Visor up, visor down, however you want to do it. Make sure you do the chin strap, because it does affect the fit slightly, just from my own experience. And just walk around with it. Wear it around, have a look at stuff, have a chat with the guys, whatever it is. Have a look at that thing that you're curious about. Maybe, just go and wander a bit. But wear it for 5 to 10 minutes. And after those 5 to 10 minutes, take it off, have a look in the mirror. As you're taking it off, feel like, make sure you pay attention to if you feel a relief of pressure. And if you do feel a relief of pressure, make note of that. Then you want to look in a mirror. Have a look at your forehead. Have a look at your temples. Look for red spots. Slight pink is okay. If you feel a relief of pressure along with that pink spot, maybe not. It depends on how thick the padding is. For example, if I felt a release of pressure on my forehead and there was slight pink on there, I probably wouldn't go with it. Because what that means is that the hard foam is actually pressing into your skin, or the hard foam is creating enough pressure to push the soft foam into your skin, and it's just going to hurt you. It might not be like a debilitating damage, but it will hurt you. If it feels loose and you can take it on and off just fine, one thing to do is do one of these. If you feel some slight shake, some slight judder, cool. If it rocks around significantly and you can feel a significant delay between when you stop your head and the helmet, it's too loose. Another thing to look at is around the top of your head. Is there enough space between the top of your head and the top of the helmet? And by that I mean, yeah, it's going to sit on your head, obviously. But does it feel like it's pressing down on your head? Do you feel like you're being pushed on? The way it should feel, and again, this is 100% from my experience, the way it should feel is you should feel a slight cradle around the entirety of your noggin, like all around here. You should feel a slight cradle. On the racier helmets, you should also feel a cradle on your cheekbones. And once you feel that cradle on the cheekbones, you're like, all right, cool. This helmet is at least tight enough to do what it needs to do. It's not going to slosh around. So feel for the cradle, feel for the pressure. Once you get a helmet that you're pretty sure will work, I suggest buying through Psycho Gear or another storefront specifically that will let you return with no questions asked. That's what I had to do with the other helmet. So once you do, you want to try it out at different speeds. Find a day or a time where you can, putt around. When you can, go pretty quick. If I'm feeling up to editing, I'll edit in a couple shots of me testing out the new helmet that I got. So what you're going to do is you're going to try different speeds, different headings. Up, down, a little bit to the side. You want to make sure that there's no weird whistling, that it doesn't want to lift, and by lift I mean the helmet will actually try and push up at speeds usually above 60 is when you get that. And if it does lift, is it a question of if you're sitting like this as an example with your chin all the way up, you're going to get lift. That's just aerodynamics. But if you're looking correctly with your face forward and the chin bar is on line with your chin pointed downwards, and you're still getting lift, make note of that. A little bit of lift is fine. A lot of lift where you're feeling the strap sort of push up against your chin, not so much. If you do feel that, probably not the best, unless you intend for it to be like a motocross helmet, as an example, because motocross helmets do that. But I don't think you're going to be doing motocross. So, feel for the lifts. And depending, you also want to see how truly aerodynamic it is. And the way you do that, I'll show, again, if I'm feeling up to editing. But what you want to do is find yourself a good straight bit and tuck in a little bit. Get into the bubble. And the bubble is where the air comes in and like goes over this. So I'm gonna want to put my head like right in this area for the bubble on this bike. And when you're in the bubble, feel for turbulence. It's going to be real obvious above 70, 80. Most helmets worth a shit are not going to have any turbulent or any noticeable turbulence between 60 and 80. None at all. You'll get some at 90, and then it goes up from there. A race/track helmet should be stable up to a $120 at absolute minimum. So yeah, you want to go on a that's water. I don't want to fuck with that right now. But yeah, you want to go up to a decent speed in the bubble and feel for turbulence. Yeah, at 70, the Shoei RF14, steady as a fucking rock. But I know from experience that if I get above 90, it starts to get turbulent, starts to jitter around a little bit. $110, $120, it's mostly, I don't want to say unrideable, but you need a fairing to make it rideable. And that's fine. If the helmet you got is not one for track, below $110, that's fine. You can work with that. Hell, I don't think your bike can even go that quick. But when you do upgrade, it's something to consider. And the last thing to think about is not last thing, but the last important thing to think about is ergos and ventilation. People talk about quietness in a helmet. Wrong street. People talk about quietness in a helmet. My response to that is earplugs. If you're getting significant wind noise, wear earplugs. I don't know what to tell you. They're super cheap. You can get them in buckets of 1,000, and you can wear them once, throw them away. Wear them once, throw them away. Because at freeway speeds, no helmet is below, I think it's like 80, 70 something decibels, something like that. There's not a helmet on the market that's below that. Even the quietest helmets are at about 70. So, yeah, that's something that people. It's closer to a fucking marketing wink than anything. But I know people that actually get it, like, talk about it like it's a significant thing, and it's their own fucking opinion. So I don't fucking know. But yeah, earplugs. So ergos and vents. Your benchmark, because you have one, your benchmark should be the ventilation available on the Shoei 14. This helmet right here. There should be a face vent. There should be a central vent. There should be side vents. And you should be able to feel it at speed when you have everything open. You should be able to feel the air, like the air coming up past your mouth, and you should be able to feel the air going across the top of your head. If you don't, the ventilation ain't that good. Some winter helmets, that's fine, but I personally would never have a helmet that doesn't have the option for ventilation. Another thing to look at is on this on this helmet here, below the little fin on the back of it, I'll show you here in a second, I'm done making this turn. Below the fin, you'll see an exhaust. Any helmet worth a damn is going to have exhausts. So yeah, like this piece back here has an exhaust below it. And what that does is that allows the airflow. Look for that exhaust. If you can't find one, ask if there is one. If they say yes but can't point to it, be like, "Are you sure?" Be like, "Are you sure?" Because I don't see it. And I would rank that lower on my personal evaluation. But that exhaust is important to let the ventilation happen. Some helmets have huge ventilation pieces. Like on mine, there's like 4 quarter-inch fucking holes in the back under the fin, and that thing moves air. That thing moves air. But that's the second to last most important thing. The last important thing to look at is ergos. How easy is it to get to the chin strap? How easy is it to actuate the visor? Do you have to do like a latch and a clasp and then you can pop it up? I mean, on a race or on a race helmet, that's nice. On a daily driver, not so much. Are there little splits in the padding for glasses? Are there spots on the ears for comm systems if you want to do it? Does the padding come out all the way for you to wash it? Look at those things. And those are the things that I look at when I want to evaluate a bike or a bike helmet. Yeah, saved it totally. Those are the things I look at when I want to evaluate a bike helmet. But yeah, just quick thing. Just wanted to talk about that as I decided to go for a ride around to give the old leather jacket one last go. And yeah,